The blizzard of 2026 is burying the Northeast right now. It is Monday, February 23, 2026, and Winter Storm Hernando, the blizzard of 2026, is delivering exactly what we warned you about all week. The Northeast is buried. Blizzard conditions are raging right now from the Jersey Shore through Long Island, New York City, and into southern New England. Over 29 million Americans are under blizzard warnings, the top-tier winter alert. New York City issued a ban on all non-essential travel at 9 p.m. last night. Travel bans are in place across Long Island, Westchester, and New Jersey. The Long Island Railroad is suspended. NJ Transit suspended bus, light rail, and rail service. Metro North is running hourly emergency schedules. A travel ban on all commercial vehicles and tractor-trailers is in effect on Interstate 84 and points south, including the New York State Thruway. Over 1,000 flights were canceled just at the 3 New York City area airports yesterday. LaGuardia alone had 547 cancellations. Thousands more are grounded today. Major carriers including American, Delta, United, Southwest, and JetBlue issued travel waivers for the entire Northeast. This storm already has its own Wikipedia article. Fox Weather called it the blizzard of 2026 and compared it to the 3 defining storms of the last 3 decades. The blizzard of 1996, the record-breaking February 2006 event, and now this one. The NWS Boston office issued an extraordinary statement calling conditions southeast of the Boston-Providence corridor potentially historic and destructive. Snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour are occurring. Thundersnow has been reported. Wind gusts of 60 to 70 mph are battering the coast, and millions of people are waking up this morning to 2 feet of snow on the ground, or more. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now let's move on. What is happening right now? The peak of the storm for southern New England is happening this morning. Monday, pre-dawn through late afternoon is the worst window. Boston and eastern Massachusetts are getting hammered with the heaviest snowfall rates and strongest winds simultaneously. The bomb cyclone has reached approximately 966 to 970 millibars, a nearly 40 millibar pressure drop from where it started at 1004 off the Outer Banks yesterday morning. That is textbook bombogenesis and then some. This system has acted like a hurricane, a snow cane, with hurricane-force wind gusts pushing onshore from Long Island through Cape Cod. Over 600 miles of coastline is in the crosshairs for significant coastal impacts. The mid-Atlantic from D.C. through Philadelphia is seeing snow wind down as the low pulls northeast. The rain won the precipitation war in the D.C.-Richmond corridor as expected, keeping totals there to 3 to 6 inches. But the I-95 corridor from central New Jersey through NYC remains in the thick of it this morning with moderate to heavy snow continuing. New Jersey activated 3,400 workers with salt and pretreatment trucks. Pennsylvania deployed 60,000 tons of salt and 170 trucks across 5 counties. Thousands of road restrictions are in effect on major highways including I-76, I-78, I-81, I-95, I-276, I-476, and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. The storm begins winding down from south to north through the afternoon. By this evening, the last snow exits eastern Massachusetts and southern Maine. Then it pushes into Nova Scotia and eastern Canada, where blizzard conditions continue. This was supposed to be just another nor'easter. A few days ago, models were showing a few inches at most. The Hurricane Hunter data, the model convergence, and the explosive deepening turned this into a generational blizzard. If you are 25 years old in New York City, you have never experienced a storm like this as an adult. The Winter Storm Severity Index rated portions of New Jersey at the extreme level, the highest category, meaning emergency services may not be able to reach you. Snow totals. What has fallen? The national blend of models painted 2 to 3 feet across the core of the storm, and that appears to be verifying. Here is the latest city-by-city picture. Boston and Greater Boston, 18 to 24 inches with pockets up to 30 inches. NBC 10 Boston shows parts of Greater Boston exceeding 2 feet. Inland Plymouth and Bristol counties have the best chance of over 2 feet. Blizzard warning in effect through 7 a.m. Tuesday. This is the most impactful storm in several years. New York City, 12 to 18 inches across the 5 boroughs, with higher totals south and east of the city exceeding 20 inches. This is the first blizzard warning for NYC since 2017. 5,000 Department of Sanitation workers deployed on 12-hour schedules. Mayor Mamdani warned of whiteout and near-blizzard conditions. The city brought in outside snow-clearing equipment and opened over 40 warming centers. Long Island, 18 to 24 inches on the North Shore and western portions. The Jersey Shore, 2 feet. The state of New Jersey deployed 3,400 workers with salt and pre-treatment. Governor Sherrill declared a state of emergency at noon Sunday. Stores near the shore ran low on salt supplies as residents scrambled to prepare. Philadelphia, 18 to 24 inches. Snow emergency since 4 p.m. yesterday. Code Blue declared from February 22nd through 25. Pennsylvania had 60,000 tons of salt and 170 trucks ready across 5 counties. Vehicle restrictions in place on I-76, I-78, I-81, I-95, I-276, I-476, and the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Schools virtual Monday. Courts closed. Washington, D.C., 3 to 6 inches with the snow line holding further north as expected. The rain won the precipitation war in the D.C.-Richmond corridor. Mayor Bowser deployed 200 plows. Hartford and Providence, 14 to 18 inches with blizzard conditions. Rhode Island entirely under blizzard warning. Connecticut declared a state of emergency. Cape Cod and the islands, 10 to 15 inches but with the most extreme winds, gusts of 60 to 70 mph. Coastal flooding of 2 to 3 feet along the South Shore and Cape. Southern New Hampshire and Maine, 6 to 12 inches. North Jersey and Lower Hudson Valley, 12 to 18 inches. Upper Hudson Valley, 18 to 22 inches. West Virginia and the Appalachians, 12 to 18 inches. Wind damage and power outages. The NWS Boston office was very concerned for areas southeast of the Boston-Providence corridor where heavy wet snow combined with northeast wind gusts of 60 to 70 mph. They specifically warned of power outages and tree damage with the worst conditions Monday 4 a.m. to noon. Drifts of 4 to 5 feet are forming in exposed areas. Even shoveling is dangerous. Snowplows cannot keep up with rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour. This is heavy wet snow that is brutal to shovel and adds enormous weight to power lines and tree branches. If you are shoveling, take frequent breaks. Snow shoveling is one of the biggest causes of heart attacks during winter storms. Coastal flood warnings stretch from Delaware to Maine with 2 to 3 feet of inundation along the South Shore and the Cape and Islands. Ice left behind from earlier deep freezes is still floating in harbors and could be driven ashore by the strong winds and tides. City-by-city predictions, what comes next? Northeast, New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, D.C., Hartford, Providence, Portland, ME, Buffalo. The storm winds down this afternoon south to north. Shoveling may have to wait until Tuesday in areas with the strongest winds. An Alberta clipper arrives Tuesday evening into Wednesday, adding a few more inches on top of feet of snow, a more significant storm. Thursday into Friday could bring additional snow. The massive snowpack acts like a refrigerator, keeping temperatures colder than models show, potentially pushing the snowline further south for future systems. Arctic air crashes in behind this storm, single digits and below zero across the northern tier. NYC public schools and most offices closed today. Southeast, Atlanta, Charlotte, Nashville, Raleigh, Birmingham, Jacksonville, New Orleans. The deep freeze arrives. Freezing temperatures in Jacksonville and Mobile Tuesday morning. All of Alabama in the 20s. Nashville drops to 20 degrees. The Southeast Ridge fights back briefly midweek with a warm-up, but another Arctic blast targets the first days of March. Midwest and Great Lakes, Chicago, Detroit, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Indianapolis, Columbus, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Louisville. Chicago drops to 23 degrees, St. Louis to 25, Toronto and Buffalo between 5 and 10 degrees. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan in the teens. Lake effect snow continues. Clipper system Tuesday into Wednesday brings additional snow. West Coast and Mountain West, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, Sacramento, San Diego, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, Boise, Flagstaff, Denver, Albuquerque. Ridge building over the southwest brings a warm trend. SoCal, Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah bake later this week. Cascades and Northern Rockies see the next round of snow by midweek. Plains and South Central, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Omaha, Denver, San Antonio, Little Rock, Memphis. Massive temperature swing coming. Texas goes from the cold blast to record-breaking warmth. 60s today to 80s Tuesday near Amarillo to 90s Wednesday in San Antonio and Austin. Then another Arctic blast targets March 1st through 3, crashing all the way to the Gulf Coast. The week ahead and March outlook. Clipper number 1, Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. More snow for the Great Lakes and Northeast on top of feet already on the ground. This is going to make cleanup even more challenging. Clipper number 2, Thursday into Friday the 26th and 27th. This system could phase into a more significant snow or ice event along the I-95 corridor. The massive snowpack from this blizzard acts like a refrigerator, keeping near-surface temperatures colder than models show, which could push the snow line further south for that second system. It could also carry a severe weather threat further south into the southeast and Mississippi Valley. Arctic blast number 2 arrives around the 26th through 28th. The southeast ridge will put up a brief fight midweek with a warm-up, but it loses again. Arctic blast number 3, March 1st through 3, both models have been consistently showing early March colder. This one could crash all the way to the Gulf Coast and East Coast. A potential Carolina snow system around March 3rd has had unusual consistency between both the European and GFS models. March overall will be volatile. The ENSO transition from La Nina to neutral consolidates the subtropical jet and pumps Gulf moisture into the Mississippi Valley. Severe weather outbreaks and tornado threats increase across the Ohio Valley and Mississippi Valley as the season transitions. Winter is not over, but spring is fighting back. Average temperatures are climbing and the sun angle is increasing. The 2-week average trends warmer overall, but with these brutal intermittent cold shots that keep things dangerous. If you're in the Northeast right now, stay home. Let the plows work. Check on your neighbors, especially the elderly. Take frequent breaks if you shovel. This heavy wet snow is a heart attack risk. This is the blizzard of 2026, and it will be remembered for decades. Stay safe.